Hi there, Sandy here. Welcome to another jewelry making video at keepsakecrafts.net. Today we're going to be making a multi-strand necklace, but we're going to do it a little bit more quickly. Sometimes multi-strand necklaces can take a long time. Today we're just going to focus on the central portion of the necklace, and we're going to get a lot of drama by just stringing teardrop beads on the bottom strand. So my design started with these tiger eye teardrop beads. I decided, since I'm using these multi-strand findings to do a 3-strand necklace. Now keep in mind, you could put more than one strand on each of these. You could have as many as you wanted that would fit. You know, you could do 5 or 6 or whatever you want. I'm just going to do 3 today. And since I'm doing kind of antique gold, I'm going with these spacers, these saucer spacers on either side. And then I also thought it would be pretty to have some crystals in between and really set them off. Now I did a little bit of test stringing, and one thing you might notice is that the saucer spacers look a little bit awkward on either side of the teardrop just because of the shapes, and they don't fit together too well. So I added in these little round beads. I think these are 3 or 4 millimeter round beads on either side. And now suddenly that looks a lot better. So that's how I'm going to string them. One of these bead design boards is so helpful when you're making a design like this, just to help you get a general idea of the layout. I've decided for my next row, I'm going to use these champagne colored pearls, and then for the next row I've got some little cube crystals. So it's a nice variety of sizes and colors and shapes and finishes that all work together to make this really pretty, this kind of neutral colored necklace that would go with just about anything. And what we're going to do is just string a section, just a short section, that will go in the front of the necklace. And that way you don't need so many beads, you don't need to spend so much time, and then you can finish the sides just with some chain, or if you want to make it even more fancy, you could do some more bead stringing, but I'm just going to do chain. I'm going to cut a little bit more bead stringing wire than I think I need because I'm not really sure how much I need, so I'm going to cut about a 10-inch piece. And then I've shown you this many times before. You start off by stringing on a crimp. And if you want to know more about this, you can check out my bead stringing basics video. I'll link to that. And then we're just going to go into a wire protector. So you go in one side and out the other. And I also have another video, a Friday Findings video, just on using wire protectors. It's just this little horseshoe shaped thing that keeps your wire from rubbing on your findings so that it won't wear out. And then I'm going to attach this to one of the outer loops of my multi-strand finding, and then slide that end of the wire over the crimp. So you have 2 strands of wire going through the crimp, and then you just go ahead and flatten that crimp. I like to use my one-step crimper, and I have a video on that too. Just as a good quick job. Always test, give it a good tug, make sure it's not going anywhere, trim your excess wire. And then to make it look all nice and neat and finished, you can pick up a crimp cover. Well, it's not strictly necessary, especially if you use the one-step crimper. It finishes it really nicely, but the crimp cover just really gives you a even better finish. Squeeze gently, and now it just looks like you have a bead there. And now you can start your stringing. So I think I'm going to start with just a couple of these little ones, and then I'll string my pattern. I will show you on the other side how to finish it. Put the wire through a wire protector, slip that over the corresponding hole of the finding, make sure that you have them going in the correct direction, and then put the wire back through the crimp. It really is just the same, except that you don't want to do this. Now, if you look and see how this is draping, it's a little stiff. It's not nice. And watch if I pull this even tighter. You can really see this is just, it kind of makes it look like a cheap piece of jewelry. It doesn't look nearly as nice as if I just back off, an 1/8 of an inch, just a little. Now you can see I barely cut enough wire here. I thought it was going to be more than enough. Make sure you cut more than you need. And now you can see how nice this is draping. And that's all you need to do is finish it the same way. Leave just a little bit of room to add your crimp cover if you're going to use one. Crimp it with your crimping pliers. Trim the wire, cover it with the crimp cover, just the same way I did at the beginning. Okay, so I finished up the bottom strand, and then I went ahead and started stringing the other two strands, because the trickiest part of a multi-strand necklace is getting the spacing just the way you want it. This is easier done off the design board, and you just want to position your multi-strand findings the way they will be when you'll be wearing the necklace, which is pretty much horizontal, mostly horizontal anyways, to the ground. So here I have this strand pretty much the way it will be hanging, and now I can see and keep in mind how much space is going to be taken up by the crimp and crimp cover. And now I can see that I'll probably remove these pearls and then have it be like that. And then I'll do the same with these beads. Just take a little bit of time, because that's kind of the beauty of a multi-strand necklace, is the way they drape alongside each other. So take a little time to get it just the way you want it. And then once you do, all you need to do is add some chain to these ends and a clasp to the back, and you're all done. So if you're interested in the supplies I use, click on the little I or the tag in the upper right of the video, or the link in the description box to go to my blog post, where I will always have a complete supply list with links to products. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and take a look at my Patreon page for how you can get great rewards, bonus videos, and all kinds of extras for helping to support these tutorials. Happy creating. Bye-bye.